What do you hate? Where?
I said I hate it here in the genreverse.
What? How are you gonna start it off that? How are you gonna start it off that way, man? This is like the genreverse show. I mean, technically, like what drives it is the anime, but this is the genreverse, man.
Yeah, the coffee sucks here.
Okay. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know what to stock. That's, you know what, take it up with HR.
I did, and they just keep making it worse.
Oh my god, you. Welcome everybody to the Daily Cup of Genre here on the Genreverse, the great Genreverse YouTube channel and Genreverse Podcast Network, wherever you get podcasts from, like Amazon or Spotify and others. I'm Kyle, that's Manny. Be sure to check out the parent website, the big head honcho place that kind of started it all, lrmonline.com. We actually used to have all of these shows that you see on this channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Over on the LRM online channel, and there's still some back catalog over there for Daily COG or LR Mornings. No, Daily COG was over there for a bit too, but LR Mornings was what this used to be called before Genreverse started, and then Marvel Multiverse, Mayhem, the Cantina, even the first year of Anime Versal reviews are all over there. So give them a subscription, because not only is the back catalog there, but new celebrity interviews basically almost every day, give or take. Yeah, man. Why not cat? You put a hole in this, and I will ban you from the lap at least while we're at the computer. The Ant-Mna The Wasp Quantumania trailer. That's where I wanted to start at. Holy crap! First, ESPN, ABC, and Marvel and Disney. Screw you guys for having us have to wait so damn long.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, that's.
I mean,
I have this theory that they were gonna run it at halftime,
but the game was just
and then
so...
they were like, "Hey, listen,
yeah,
a lot of people were waiting for this trailer, and this game got out of hand.
Yeah,
you need to push it back to the fourth quarter."
I think that is a valid and logical conspiracy theory, just like the Mandalorian trailer that was going to drop during a that's it, cat, you're gone.
All I'm saying, if I was producing that show, I would have done that too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, that same Mando trailer that was supposed to hit, I think that was a last minute choice by Star Wars and our Lucasfilm and Disney as well. Anyways, trailer hits. I watched it late last night. I got really nauseous after working all day. Didn't get to do a reaction, but I caught it, watched it, and I know you had some feelings on it, but I'm kind of opposite from you for the most part. I'm still cautiously optimistic. This was a different type of trailer, more like a Kang trailer, almost than an Ant-Man trailer. So it was darker, more broody, and they're trying not to, of course, give away the gist, the whole thing, even though Kang is the whole thing. So it's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say opaque, but it's not as informative as other trailers we get from Ant-Man or other Marvel films. I am starting to get concerned about the CGI, and it's not just M.O.D.O.K, but we can definitely mention M.O.D.O.K when you can see the face, not the armor. I wish it was in armor all the time now. But even some of the stuff with Kang himself, the surroundings, it's like, yeah, you guys got to use the volume, which is going to make it better, but holy crap, man. Marvel, you guys have really lacked on a lot of the CGI through Phase 4, and I know there's all sorts of pandemic related things to that, as well as money related things to that. But holy crap, do you guys have yourselves set up for potential failure with poor CGI? And look, Marvel's not the only place where I'm getting on to this. If you guys watch our anime, we did our Nier Automata reaction and review here on the channel. they've got some issues with their CGI that we just ripped into. So it's not like a Marvel only thing. But overall, I'm still relatively optimistic, but I am concerned with the CGI, and yeah, that M.O.D.O.K stuff was some bullshit, Marvel. What do you got, Manny? What do you think? What did you think about it?
What was wrong with M.O.D.O.K?
Dude, so when you can see the human head inside, the CGI is atrocious looking. Like, dude, it's bad. Go back and
no, like I'm looking at a picture of it right now of a still from it. Like it's like it's M.O.D.O.K. It's like a dude with his face stretched out. Like I'm not like, as far as that, okay, it does look like something out of Spy Kids 3D, I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying is the quality of it. I'm not talking like, yeah, you need a big giant head. Zordon's a big giant head, and
that's a regular. But yeah, but they don't stretch it out though.
They don't stretch it out as much. But it's how cartoony it looks. Yeah. And then if you go watch, people already did this comparisons to the Avengers video game. It's like that looks better. You could still tell it's a video game, but it looks better. And before anyone jumps in and be like, well, they still got time to fix it. When have they really fixed
Not
much?
really. They have
fixed. Yeah, they fixed She-Hulk by adding some additional cycles to the render, some additional what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember, but some additional times through the rendering machine, but they didn't really fix that much. And Spider-Man Homecoming was a long time ago. I think that might be what we get. Anyways, so you're talking now.
Also, so the glaring one besides M.O.D.O.K in my book, when Kang shoots those beams, his face does something really weird. I thought it was just me, but
I think that's something with how they animated the eyes like opening and the energy.
Yeah. There's something weird that they do that when they transition from when he has his mask on to when he has it off, that like it makes his head a little disproportionate. I don't know. It's just I
think it's meant to. I think the blue is meant to be like a lens, kind of like it was.
I get that, but like the transition from it's a
bit rough.
Yeah. But the thing is, I don't expect them to fix it because they didn't fix Namor when he was on his throne.
Yeah.
And one of the most important scenes. Oh, look, somebody already did it. Thank you. I'll just send this over to you. Hold on, I'll give you a second. Anyway, look, so here's the problem with this. It's like it's Kang versus Ant-Man. There's nothing impressive about one of the most strongest beings in the Marvel universe taking on Ant-Man and him beating him up.
Ant-Man's resourceful. Scott
Ant-Man
Lang, Ant-Man is.
Hold on a second. You're talking to somebody who loves Ant-Man.
Okay.
So, but and then I think my biggest issue is that this trailer really just summarized the entire movie. From where we find Scott Lang in the beginning to discovering the quantum verse, or going into it for whatever reason, to meeting with Kang, to the proposal, to the betrayal, and then to needing to defeat Kang, or at least not letting him win. I was like, why would you tell me the entire summary of the movie? Is there probably one or two other things I'm leaving out? Of course. But overall, it's like you didn't need to do that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that was in the official synopsis when it was released. This is, and without even going into the leaks, like everyone's already known that there was going to be that Kang was approaching Scott with a deal.
No, I know. You and I know that 100%.
Well, I'm saying like the regular synopsis, like the official synopsis that came out, basically said the same thing.
Well, like stop, like you don't need to give us that much information. That's all I'm saying. Like, like why? Like, why don't I add a damn picture of this thing? Anyway, yeah. So, and then I don't know, man. Like, I think the CGI also, and the fact that we're gonna spend all this time in the quantum verse, or quantum realm, whatever you want to call it, and it just seems very disconnected. I don't really care about Kang and like how powerful he supposedly is. like whatever. Like here's where I'm at currently with the MCU. If Kang were to win, it would make me happy.
I think
he destroyed everything that they did in Phase 4. I would be like, sure.
I think he has to, in a way, win. I don't think he will though, but I think in order for it to feel better, he would. But then you look and you're like, oh man, Kang, Destiny, and Secret Wars are still 2.5 years plus out. So oh crap, what are we doing until then?
And the thing is, like, do you have really like he doesn't seem like, if I'm really thinking about it, based on what I've seen in Phase 4 and things like that, I don't see the threat. I know what the threat is, but if I'm just looking at the scope of films, the Avengers that he's the proposed Avengers that he's gonna go up against,
You think they got it?
No, I think Kang is a threat because these Avengers aren't very good.
Okay, yeah. I get that. I think what should have happened is, instead of, and it sucks because it seems like it would take forever, and it would, and that's part of what made Infinity War and Endgame so freaking good, was that it did take forever to get there. But they should have done Kang the way that he's done in the comics, where there are little battles with him and he loses some, wins a few, but it's his losses that cause him to go to the most extreme depths to attain his goals, and that's like most villains in a comic book go through. I almost would, and we knew Thanos had little battles that he lost because it was his doing, trying to get people to collect the stones for him. But I would have enjoyed, especially since you can use all these variants of Kang, I would have enjoyed Kang showing up in like 8-9 different things, and there'd be little losses, little victories, medium losses, and all leading up to him finally doing what it takes to do what he wants to do. And there's your Kang Dynasty and your Secret Wars. But they're Jonathan Majors is a rising star, is making some money, and they can't afford to have him in 8 or 9 video movies, I guess. I don't know, but also I know it's a time thing, and no one's got the patience to let Secret Wars come 10 years from now, where we would have built this huge multiversal thing, and instead of trying to shove 15-16 Secret Wars together with the one from the 80s into a 3-year period. It's scary.
Yeah, so I agree with you, and because our Avengers were battle tested, in the sense that they went up against Loki, and they had to gel together. Then they each had they continue to have their own adventures, and they were battle tested again against Ultron. And then finally, we got to the point where we got to Thanos. And in between, then they had some team ups here and there with individually and stuff like that, but
had to fight each other.
And so it was all there. It's like all this growth and cohesion and at some point, especially like after like defeating Ultron, you kind of start believing that this team is almost like not invincible, but just capable of anything. Right now,
overcome.
Yeah, right now,
adapt and overcome.
If even if this MCU Ultron would show up, he would beat this. He would kill everyone.
She-Hulk shows up. Miss Marvel shows up. Moon Knight maybe shows up. What else do we got?
You got Shang-Chi.
Wiccan and Speed, and then of course your grown-ups, Shang-Chi.
Unless you're gonna say Strange. The Eternals are gonna show up and
oh yeah.
But,
yeah, so, without the Eternals showing up, Ultron I mean, Doc Strange is going to do a good job against Ultron. That's true, but
Yeah.
he's off in the dark dimension right now, so you can't really rely on him. And
But like you see what I mean?
yeah.
Like I can't. This movie needs to, and again, this is one of those cases where I hope I'm wrong, and I hope this exceeds my expectations, because to be completely honest with you, I was not on board with the first Ant-Man, because of all the rewrites, because of the director changes, because of the delays. When that first came out, I was like, this movie's gonna suck. Like you can't patch something together like this and make it work. Matter of fact, I hated Paul Rudd as an actor at that point.
Come on, man, he was in Clueless.
He's also in
I know,
Role
Halloween,
Models. Role Models was
you didn't like that one.
Well, I think that's where I got my perception of him. So the problem, but when I watched it, I was pleasantly surprised. I loved it. It's one of my favorites because it's one of the most relatable ones to me. My daughter feels the same way. She was just telling me that because she was just watching it too. She loves them. Not that big of a fan of the second one. Like the second one, like it's not that good. Let's be real.
It's not as good as the first. But
yeah, but the way you said it right now proves to me that it's like a 6.57.
I would watch it over Dark World.
That's not saying much. Dark World,
I would probably watch it over Iron Man 2 as well.
You know, I am an Iron Man 2 defender, and I don't know why.
Oh, so am I. I don't think people. I don't think it deserves that much hate. But that's what I'm saying. Is
Iron Man 2 is lengths better than Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes.
Iron Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Iron Man 3 is almost in my opinion
a waste of time.
The Audacity is the same level as almost She-Hulk to me.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
But yeah, to me it's a waste of time.
Yeah, as far as wait, what? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you got the picture. I said it would be a Slack.
Okay, I'll check.
Anyway, point being, I really want this to I told you. I really want this to be good because I really like Scott Lang, and I hope it is, but they've given me nothing recently that tells me otherwise. So like me saying that isn't a hope for it to be bad. It's just based on recent events where I'm like you just worried about it.
You know, I just had a thought looking here at the still frame of this image, and I got it up on the YouTube channel on the YouTube video for everyone. This freaking M.O.D.O.K thing. There's one thing I could see them potentially doing, and it would make me feel a bit better. What if this helmet, where we see this face, is more of a screen? Because
that's what I was thinking.
Was shrunk down. What if it's more of a screen, and then I could easily take that, because screens do deform, lenses deform, and things like that. And he's basically a tiny body, or maybe a tiny head and a giant body, relatively giant. And so this screen just makes his head look bigger. And then of course there's the armored shot, which looks cool. Yeah. I'm down with the armored helmet. If it is a screen, I'm completely okay with that, ladies and gentlemen. I will say that as I'm looking, because when it's moving, it's hard. I didn't get to see it like this. I could just see this really bad looking CGI face.
Well, that's what I was thinking too.
If it's like a screen, or there's some sort of lens effect with it, then I can cope. If it's magnifying his face, I can cope. If that's meant to be like his head is that, then I hope it looks better than it did. Yeah. So.
No. Yeah. I'm with you on that, man.
Guys, that's our thoughts on the Ant-Man trailer. You ready to piss off some people, or?
Oh yeah, I know what we're going to talk
piss
about.
Off some people.
I know we're going to talk. I'm not happy about it.
Manny brought this up as well.
I thought we were going with Adam Driver.
Oh no! We were going to go with yours first.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's do that then. Zack Snyder fans want Warner Brothers to sell the rights to the Snyderverse to Netflix, and this has been a big thing on social media, and by big I mean relatively big. You guys got to remember, even something on Twitter getting 5 million likes or something is a fraction of the US's population, let alone the world's population. 8 billion of us, 5 million means jack. That being said, they're batshit nuts. It'll never freaking happen. And the one thing Warner Brothers will forever hold on to is the movie rights to DC. There's been rumors for years, some of them relatively reliable, that at one point Warner was looking to sell off the DC Comics bit altogether, except for the movie rights. They would keep the movie rights, and I'm like, no one's gonna buy DC Comics without getting a chance to get a shot at the movies and TV rights. But they're not gonna make any money this way. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna see this. Why do you guys insist on you're just as delusional as those that think Game Pass can work in and keep games at the same quality and quantity they are without everything becoming a game as a service. That's how batshit crazy you guys are of this happening.
No, I agree. It even for HBO Max, Zack Snyder's Justice League wasn't one of the top wasn't one of the top streaming movies of the year for that year. It didn't work, and there's a reason why they didn't go ahead with it. It bothers me to understand how they continue to think that this would work when it never did, because as perspective is different, of course, for every executive and for every head. But at the end of the day, we have a saying in Spanish, con dinero baila el perro, which means with money, the dog dances. So if these movies brought in the money and the admiration that they were supposed to, nobody was going to cancel them.
Nope.
Nobody was going to why would you go through all this turmoil because you hate yourself or something, and your point is not to make money. So and then I mean, they tried it. They did the HBO Max thing, they did the 4-hour cut, and I just don't think that the returns were there that they wanted.
It turns out that everyone that wanted to support it, it seems you guys did support it, and it's
that's
not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Is we look Manny and I say all the time, Twitter especially is a giant bubble. It will surround you with your like-minded people if you are not actively trying to go against that grain with it. So when you guys feel like there's all of these Snyderverse fans, and there are a lot, but relatively not. When you feel like there's all these Snyderverse fans because your tweet gets, X amount, tens of thousands of likes, retweets, or whatever, millions of interactions, doesn't matter. You guys, if you went and spent your money at the theater, you guys were the only ones, because it didn't appeal to others. It didn't appeal into the general audience.
Right.
And it cost more well, look, most of them were profitable relatively, but it costs more overall to try to keep doing that for lower returns, especially as, we've seen how ticket sales have dropped in the last few years, even before the pandemic. Raw ticket sales down. It doesn't necessarily make economic sense. Some of you guys will have and did or would have potentially grown out of that phase. Some kids get older and don't stay into. It didn't seem to make financial sense for a lot of reasons.
Even WB themselves have made fun of Snyder Bros. like I don't like at that point. Like, don't you get it? And like they haven't Man of Steel was great. People, I've said Jace hated it. He's a big Superman fan. I thought it was fine.
Thought it was okay. Hate BVS though. That was garbage.
BVS was. I thought it was good. It has its issues. I could live with it. But then
I have issues. That movie.
You do have issues. Justice League. I mean,
woof.
And I know I know people. Then they'll come back and it's like that's not the vision that he had and whatever. And but still, like
some of the worst parts of Justice League were in both. They were Zack Snyder moments. Like yeah, some of them were the whole thing where they're like, we've got people disappearing. I hated this so much. We've got people disappearing from Gotham and people disappearing from Metropolis, and we have no idea where they're going. The freaking brilliant Commissioner Gordon police guy, right? And it's like Batman, they're there in that middle island place thing that we've got. Oh my goodness, yeah, exactly. Okay, everyone, let's go to that place. And then and this is in both versions. Then literally they are driving, or not driving, floating, flying, driving, whatever the frick the vehicle does. They get to the place. He hops out and he goes, Alfred, where are we? Well, you're in the freaking place you just said you were going. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, but like, exactly where he's. Like, that's a really dumb thing to be mad about.
Both versions. He had a chance to fix it and he didn't.
It's not this bad. I thought you were actually going to say something that mattered.
Dude, that's an example of a bad thing that was in both.
So there's a lot of good stuff in Justice League in Zack Snyder's version.
Yeah,
Darkseid was done really well. I thought Steppenwolf was way better. But like, if you would have not given me the worst Steppenwolf, would I had liked the second one step? And so the question becomes, if you didn't see the Whedon trashed duct tape version, how, like, is Zack Snyder's that much better?
Some people think
because what happens is that then at that point you set the bar very low, and so there's only you can only go up, and so is it better? Yeah, but how much really better? And obviously it wasn't that much better because it like Mortal Kombat that year was the best film for HBO Max, and there think there was a couple more that actually ended up being
did better than Zack Snyder's.
Than Zack Snyder. So like, yeah, honestly, the only 200% I'd say, actually, I'll give you three. I'll give you three home runs. One of them just barely cleared the fence. I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman 1. I'm gonna go with Shazam, and the one that barely cleared the fence or even hit the foul pole but still a home run, Aquaman. I'm gonna give you those. I'm gonna give you those three. You completely a strikeout with Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah.
And
Justice League is a mess.
Justice League, yeah.
Suicide Squad, you guys edited it into hell.
Suicide Squad, yeah. That.
Do the Guardians thing. No, don't do the Guardians thing. Do your own thing.
Let the trailer people cut the movie. No, they cut trailers.
Yeah.
So I mean, did you have a good talented pool of actors for these roles? Absolutely, you did, and they wasted it all. And is it their fault? Yes.
It's an Oscar-winning movie, Manny.
Well, that's actually the irony of it all is that you may think of what you want about DC films, but as far as I know, they have 3 Oscars now. So
Marvel's got 2 or 3.
Marvel's got 2 Oscars, and that's 2 for Black Panther.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, and therefore, and they're not for actual acting. And the irony also.
Well, neither was was Suicide
one of them,
Squad's
yeah, but
award.
we have
Suicide Squad's award was makeup and effects, and their makeup and effects were
two out of 3 of our Jokers have got Oscars. So.
Okay.
There's that.
Real original guys.
But we're doing
it counts.
something though. It does,
counts.
yeah.
It counts.
To the Academy.
Although I will say this: Black Panther's Oscar for costumes and production, 100%.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was like, this movie deserved. when they were talking about what nominations, I was like, yeah, best picture, no. Best actor, I like it, but no. I was like, a lot of these costumes, productions, and set design, music, all of that, I was like, hell yes, like that all over the place here.
100%.
So, yeah.
No, yeah. So, point just they have even like, so even if some of it worked, point is WB has new bosses, and if they want to wipe the slate clean and start over, especially because now you need to put something cohesive to go forward for, and they're very ambitious. They want to wait 8 to 10 years. They're already writing TV shows, they're making movies, they're already talking about all that. They're trying to put Ben Affleck in the director's role, and everything. Yeah, you're gonna, they're gonna do it, because it makes, like, you can't just say these are the movies we have for the years to investors, especially after that massive cleanup that they did. You need to have a plan, and you need to be able to stick to it. And so they've been fairly careful about it. I thought Gunn and Safran were a safe choice, because Gunn knows the comics, Safran knows universes in the business. You could say what you want about The Nun. The Nun was, I thought The Nun was terrible, but it's one of the highest grossing films. Why? Because it's part of that damn franchise.
Yeah.
You know, 2 out of 3 of the Annabelles are like, but still they're part of that franchise. And so they make money, because now, like, The Nun 2 comes out in September, and I'm gonna watch it, well, because I watch everything, but because it's part of the Conjuring universe, and if there's more story to it, I want to know.
You're there for it.
Yeah. So you got some of the right people working on it. The WB yesterday just announced that they signed Greg Berlanti, which doesn't mean he's doing DC, but he's the one really behind all of the Arrowverse stuff.
Yeah. And he was one of the ones people wanted to take over and be in the James Gunn Safran,
and I would have been
position.
Okay with it. So he knows the TV side what works, because as bad as it kind of got at the end, but because, I mean, also there wasn't that much support anymore because everything was on fire. They kept,
it's fine, probably fine. Totally fine.
They kept. Well, the thing is that they were like very calmly working in their rooms, and there was smoke coming under the door. So they made a phone call. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
Just keep writing.
Yeah. They went, okay. So if in fact he's going to continue and take a new slate over of DC stuff, either for HBO Max, whatever, 100% on board, because while was it all great? No, but it worked, and you created a cohesive universe of Earth, whatever you want to call it, and you gave us Arrow, Flash, Black Lightning, Legends of Tomorrow, Stargirl was more of someone I forget his name. Jesus, what's the former boss of DC?
Hamada?
No, his name escapes me right now.
Johns,
thank you, Jeff Johns. Am I forgetting anyone? Whatever. Point is, they did all Supergirl. That's the one I'm probably missing. They created a cohesive universe where they were able to do events every year where they crossed over. Oh, Batwoman, there's another one. So, like, they were even able to do a Crisis event that kind of made sense. They put Brandon Routh back in the Superman suit like everybody wanted. They put Kevin Conroy in a bat suit. Well, yeah, it was Kingdom Come, but whatever, it worked. So yeah, that's the right guy. So okay, point being, back to this. So they've assembled all the kind of, you'd think that the right people. We still have to see if it works. But
yeah.
So why would you want the baggage from the stuff that didn't work?
Yeah.
So that's the point. And it's like, sorry it didn't work, Snyder Bros, but you guys gonna have, if you guys really want to support Snyder, he's got a movie called Rebel Moon coming out on Netflix that you guys can go support. You can start a new movement on how Zack Snyder should take over Star Wars, because of how good this was. There.
Please no. I'm fine with that. I guess that's a good segue, Star Wars, to a rumor from a source that we do not necessarily trust. It's a Grace Randolph rumor. This is one of those situations where we're discussing the more of the entertainment level of the rumor than the likelihood of the rumor itself. This is just one of those would be fun what ifs. But what if Adam Driver was going to be Mr. Fantastic? Grace Randolph or Jeff Snyder actually on a podcast actually said that he had heard a rumor about Driver in line for Mr. Fantastic, but the thing was unproven. But he said it does smell good to him, the rumor. Randolph said that he's a front runner for a certain stretchy role. I will say this, though, before Manny and I discuss it. Cam Clark, which you guys know does most of our Barside Buzz rumor-related articles on LRMonline.com, he said this one also kind of has that feel that it might be true. I know a lot of people would have liked to have seen him as Doom. I think he could have potentially been a decent Doom. But I don't know, because now you're gonna have everyone like Mike said in our Slack, everyone, all the Raylo fans saying, well, if you put Driver as Mr. Fantastic, you better put Ridley as Sue Storm. I don't know, Manny. What do you think? Snyder heard something early, and then Grace has got her word in. What do you think?
No, I'm gonna get the hell out of here with that, man. I do not want this at all. Absolutely not. I think so. I've seen Adam Driver in some fantastic movies as of late, and nice
word choice there. Some fantastic movies.
Ah, shoot, I didn't even do that. God damn it. And so like the last thing I want to do is to see him as Reed Richards. Like, he would look so goofy and just out of place. Like, if you're talking about bad casting, like that's what I mean. Like, he did, like, he just recently did White Noise, which was kind of weird, but I enjoyed it anyway. House of Gucci, The Last Duel. There's a movie I'm trying to find that look up that I thought he was just really good, where he was like a missionary. It's with Spider-Man. It's a while ago, I think it was.
I'm not gonna lie, he is a wide dude or broad dude, however you wanna phrase it. He's got a broad, wide face. He's got broad, wide shoulders.
Guess, yeah. So
and that's not quite what you think of or see, nor, like you pointed out, what you could imagine would look really good, elongated and stretched out. Mr. Fantastic's always been still muscular, still cut. Of course, when drawn in comics, that's how all guys are. And sure, guys never had unrealistic body image issues growing up, looking at all the wrestlers and the freaking comic book heroes and Arnold and Sly. But anyways, I digress. You don't see him as a broad guy. You see him as a slender guy, a thin guy, a beanpole, if you will, because that helps with the stretchiness. So yeah, I could see that being a potential thing.
Like I don't know. Like it would just seem out of character for him to do a role like that.
What about Doom though? What if it's a
I can see him doing Doom.
Right trail, you know?
I can. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, I can see him. I can see him as Doom. I can see him more as of a villain. Again, like, the problem with that is I've seen how Marvel treats villains, and they wasted Christian Bale, for example.
They did,
and
I mean, they didn't waste Loki. They didn't waste.
They wasted
Thanos.
Ultron also.
They kind of wasted Ultron. They did a good job with both Killmonger and Claw, but they've off them both, and it's very sad, because I think both of them would have been better on Thunderbolts, or at least having Killmonger out there seems like a much better idea.
The problem with that though is that you're never going to be able to afford Michael B. Jordan. That guy continues to rise, whether it's with Killmonger, started with Fruitville Station, and now he's directing and he's still doing Creed.
I remember him from a little movie called Chronicle, and I was like, man,
yeah.
That kid's a cool actor, man. He's doing good stuff. Hope to see him in some future things. The other guy from Chronicle, the one that goes psycho, he ends up being Green Goblin years later in Amazing Spider-Man. And I was like, yeah, I don't need to ever see him again.
I mean, he kind of became Green Goblin. He was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, so at this point, I don't really care who they cast as Mr. Fantastic. Just give me somebody. I know, whatever. Just cast a Rock if you want. I don't know.
You know who my pick is for Johnny Storm though, but they won't do it.
Who?
The guy that played Billy in Netflix. Darcy Darkay. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Netflix.
Billy on Stranger Things on
Netflix. Okay.
That guy.
The Red Ranger.
His last name is Montgomery. Yes.
The Red Ranger.
DARCE or something like that. Or DACRE. Montgomery. Him. Yep. That's who I would pick as I would look, if it's someone that is basically under the age of say 35, I want to cast him. I think he's pretty damn talented. He's got a one of those faces that can morph into a bunch of different type of hero and villain characters. Yeah, man, I would cast him. He's played a hero. He's played a villain, and yeah, I think he'd do a good Johnny Storm. I think he could potentially pull off a Mr. Fantastic, but I think he would be a great Johnny Storm.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah,
I thought he was a good Red Ranger too, man.
Yes.
So you know what's crazy about that film is they had
how good it was.
The casting was great. They just made some really like small things, like because Power Rangers can't be anyway.
Yes.
If and it's funny because David Yost said the same thing. Is if they would have just let the Megazord come together. Yeah. The way you're supposed to, instead of making it all come already assembled out of a whole. Yep. You maybe change that entire. You maybe change the dynamic of that movie.
Yes.
Also,
and they needed to tone down the Transformer aesthetic of the Zords a bit. In my opinion.
Yeah. They needed to make them less alien, more relatable to whatever the animal. I mean, who cares? Like if you do not do the regular animals and you do or the dinosaurs and you do something else, fine. We've seen a variety of things. We've seen cars, spaceships. You know.
Well, I mean, this one needed to be the Dino Zords, but they should have been a little bit more. Like if they were alien, it needed to be less Bay Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
That's my issue. Yeah,
100%. Like I had no problem with Rita Repulsa. Goldar looked stupid. I will say that.
Yes, Goldar was a disappointment. I love the whole opening, dude. Like, oh my God, we're millions of years ago. Mm-hmm. Here's Zordon was the Red Ranger, and oh my God, Rita's the Green Ranger. Like it's great, and I know some of that's borrowed from alternate story stuff from the source material, but it was just so cool to see it. I was down with it, man. Bill Hader as Alpha, I enjoyed the take on Alpha because I couldn't have handled. I couldn't have handled the nervous wreck that that the TV show's Alpha. And all of the actors, all of them just killed it, man. I like that movie a lot. I do.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then like all the Rangers, I thought they were cast very, very well. I love the guy who played Billy, obviously. Yes. Excuse me. It worked. I thought that even the girl who played I can't remember her name right now. Who played the Pink Ranger was better in here than she was in Aladdin.
Naomi something.
Yeah, thank you. Point being, So I mean, just don't let Adam. Just like, I just don't let Adam Driver do this. Like, and then like
not Mr. Fantastic.
If they ended up doing some weird thing where they made really Sue Storm. I don't know if I can handle that.
I don't know if I can handle that. That's just like freaking bringing what's his name in to be Mr. Fantastic Four, Doc Strange. It's just too on the nose. Too much Reddit fan casting bull crap. Anyways,
so let's wrap this up by just saying one more awesome thing.
What's that?
If I wasn't, it's funny because my girlfriend told me this the other night. I had to look it up, and it turns out it was true. Nicolas Cage did an interview just the other day where they asked him if he would take Star Wars role, and my dude said no, he would not. The reason why he said no is because he's a nerd. Trekkie. And I was like, don't let being a Trekkie stop you from getting your bank, man. Getting your coin. It doesn't matter if you hate Star Wars, you take that job. But he has a lot more pride than that, and it's very exciting to see to know that Nicolas Cage is a fellow Trekkie.
Is a Trekkie.
My man.
Nah. Nerds. Anyways, we're all geeks, nerds, and fans of pop culture here, you guys. Thank you for listening to the show. Please do follow us on your favorite podcast app. Like us, give us thumbs ups, downs, whatever it takes to get interaction, because even when we're getting hate clicks, that's still interaction. It still feeds the algorithm. Go for it. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. We have all of the podcasts that you get on the your favorite podcast apps, and in addition to that, we have anime reactions, trailer reactions, as long as they are released at a decent hour. Marvel, ABC, and then of course check out the website lrmonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, opinions, written reviews, celebrity interviews that go up on the LRM YouTube channel, and more. Any other final last words, Manny?
If you're in California, take care of yourself. If you don't need to go out, do not, especially if there is a storm warning. It's not worth it. It's only a day or two. But remember, you prayed for rain for years. This is 3 days of rain. It's not. It's funny. It's not funny at the same time. Just take care of yourselves.
Dark humor's great.
Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Watch your local news, because they're gonna get you all caught up.
All right, guys. We'll take to you later. Talk to you later. Bye.